Lisa and Gordon, you guys are next.
Yeah, cool. So can you go to the next slide, please? Yeah, so just a quick overview of what Projects is. So really, Projects is about having a space for students to like try out and work on actual projects that would be actually deployed and not just like uni projects. And it's really about student-focused initiatives and led by students as well. And yeah, creating stuff for the community and creating stuff for CSESoc to use. Yeah, so our general mission this year was really to focus on creating a better team culture, a more friendly team culture, ones that's more engaging and rewarding. We noticed that last year there wasn't much interaction between subcom, and it was that's what we really wanted to focus on for this year. And also this year we wanted to get projects deployed and out there because yeah, last year we didn't have any deployments, and projects has been that way for a while where we've been just cycling through projects. So we really wanted to get some deployed and ready to use for other people. Yeah, so the slide was in here last year. We put it in here again this year because we think that this year has really been stonks for projects, which we'll go into now. So first of all, thanks to Creative for all these lovely logos. They look great. And I'm going to go through each of the projects. So the first one is No Tangles, which was led by Max. The next one is CSESoc website, which was led by Tommy. Next one is the community Slackbot, which is led by Parvez. Next one is Degree Planner, which is led by Matthew. The next one is Free Rooms, which is led by Callum. And then the next two are both led by Adam Tizone, because obviously he's awesome. And that's Cat, which is the CSESoc attendance tracker, and Jobs Board. And I'll go into depth about what each of those projects are about in the next slide. Yeah, so as you can see, this year we have a lot of nice looking working products. So first up is No Tangles. So No Tangles is intended to be a Bojangles replacement. It's a timetabling tool like all the other Angles tools, but it has a lot of different features, and it's meant to be just a place where people can timetable stuff. This one is live and deployed, so that's super great, and the No Tangles team has been super amazing this year. Next up is Jobs Board. Jobs Board is also deployed, and we actually have a real job on that by Canva. So that's been also really great. And next is Slackbot. Slackbot is also going to be used in the community Slack. This one, it hasn't been deployed, but as you can see, they've been working on it really hard. And yep. Yep, next is Degree Planner. Degree Planner unfortunately hasn't made a lot of progress because of some confusion earlier in the year around team leads, but it's starting to make some progress now, and as you can see, it's starting to look good. Next up is CSESoc attendance tracker. So this is what we're going to be using for in-person events, hopefully, once they come back to register attendance. And that's had a live trial already. Free Rooms is a project where on campus you can figure out which rooms are free, so you can go study in whatever room you want, and that one's very close to deployment. And finally, the CSESoc website. It looks amazing, that they've been working super hard on it, and will hopefully replace our interim website. Thanks Media for the interim website, but we'll hopefully be deployed by the end of this year or start of next year. So yeah, kind of just went through all this, but 2 projects deployed, 2 projects very close, and 3 projects on the way.
Cool. So just talk about a little bit more about like what we did this year. So this year we had two showcase. Well, we're gonna have two showcases. So we had one showcase last term, which was an internal one for projects. So everyone was just able to demo like what they've been up to and stuff like that. Based off of the quality of the T2 showcase, I highly recommend that you guys come along to the T3 showcase. It'll probably be after exams, so no one's going to be stressed, no excuses. Please come along. But yeah, besides from that, we've had more social nights. We've had a lot of social events this year. So we had some games nights and we also had some movie nights, which were really good. They kind of helped to bring the teams together a little bit more. Yeah, so this year we also, as mentioned before, we decided to kind of focus a little bit more on our identity for projects. So we introduced some logos, thank you Creative. And we're also in the midst of creating some merch for our team as well. Yeah, so this year we also decided to change our recruitment process based off of like feedback from last year. So we reduced the amount of like freeform text type of questions, and we also introduced a technical component for it. So it was just a really basic one. And besides from that, we also separated subcom and leads recruitment. So in the past, recruitment for both leads and subcom were done at the same time. But this year we separated it. So we did leads first, and then we did subcom with the rest of CSESoc. Yeah, so other than that, we've also made sure to document as much as possible. So hopefully it'll be a little bit easier for next year's directors. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So like what went well from this year? Yeah, so despite all that happened, our teams were vibing pretty well. So that's really nice to see. And we've also made a lot of progress compared to previous years for each project. So yeah, that was really good. And our recruitment was really smooth. I think we had some worries in the beginning about whether or not people would apply if we included a technical part. But luckily, there was still a lot of interest in projects. So that was really nice to see. And also our T2 showcase, which we did for the first time this year, went really well. There was like a lot of collaboration between the teams, and like everyone's giving each other ideas and stuff. So it was a really nice sense of community. So yeah, moving on. Yeah, so areas for improvement. So we would have liked to start it a little bit earlier, just because like as project directors, we don't really have much to do, I guess, if we don't have a subcom. Like our jobs is to pretty much serve our subcom. So it would have been nice to be able to kickstart that a little bit earlier, as well as provide a little bit more training and resources for our team leads. So I think the intention behind separating leads and subcom recruitment was so that like the leads would have a little bit more time to onboard themselves. So I think while the intention was there, the execution wasn't so great. So that's something to keep in mind for next year, as well as wanting to have a little bit more outings and social events. So we did have, I think, more social events than previous years, but it would be nice to have a little bit more. But yeah. I think that's it for projects. Yeah, so this year, I think it's been a really successful year for projects. We definitely had a big goal up this year, both in terms of logos as well as like progress for projects. So very big shout out to Creative for the logos once again. And also thank you so much to our subcom for just being so lovely, so great. It's been so nice to see like all the progress that's been made throughout the year. So yeah, that's about it.